Now, there is also an issue with LSAT registration you should be aware of. The August LSAT is the first one in years you've got to take in person. You can't take it on your couch or in your bed, not with a webcam in your bedroom. You have to go to a prometric testing center and sit down at a computer like it's a driver's license test. And right now, today, people registered for that test are finding out something LSAC never put in a single email. At least you may not have gotten the news. There is a line, there's a queue, and your spot in line depends on when you signed up for the LSAT. If you register early, you get first pick of seats and slots. If you register late, you're logging in at 11 p.m. to choose your test center after everybody else already grabbed the good slots. Some people are opening it up and finding there's nothing left anywhere near where they live. And so I want to talk you through how that line system works, the first come, first served system. And this is not a glitch. This is the system doing exactly what LSAC built it to do. They just didn't explain it clearly enough. And so I want to talk you through what happened and clear up some of this confusion. For years, the LSAT, you could take it at home ever since the pandemic. You'd take it on your own laptop, a proctor watching you through your webcam. But starting with the August LSAT, that's over for almost everybody. LSAC is now requiring almost everybody to take the LSAT in person at a prometric testing center. The reason is test security. They want people in a room on computers they control to make it harder to cheat. Now, the way they built the system, starting with August, is that when you register for a specific testing date, LSAC assigns you a scheduling window. The window is the day and time that you're allowed to use the prometric scheduler tool and actually pick your in-person testing center, your date, and your testing time. And that window is given to you on a first come, first serve basis. They call it first to register, first in line. In other words, the first people to register for the August LSAT get the earliest scheduling window and they get first pick. Those who are last to register get the latest window and they get whatever's left. And so the whole thing runs on the rule based on when you signed up. So let's say that you register on June 24th, the day before the August deadline, because that's when your score from the previous LSAT came back and you decided to retake it. That puts you near the back of the line. Your window, in that case, wouldn't open up in the morning with everybody imagining they're first. It opens that evening or later. And by the time you get in, the person who registered in May already grabbed the 9 a.m. Saturday slot at the test center right near your apartment, and you're left with Wednesday afternoon, an hour away, or you get nothing at all. You're taking the same test, you're paying the same fee, but it's a totally different testing slot. And so the people this hurts, I think, if they're those who took the previous LSAT and waited to get their scores back, and that as a result, they scheduled right before the deadline. Those who win scheduled way in advance, had more money to commit to this far in advance, even if they weren't sure they would need it. So the system rewards registering before you even know if you need to register. And so a lot of people got an email that showed their scheduling was 11 a.m. Eastern time. And so a lot of them thought they get to schedule at 11 a.m. But what actually happened was that was a sample, not the specific scheduling window. It was an example. That wasn't saying that that was your specific scheduling slot. And so then you go into the prometric scheduling tool and the times show up in UTC, Coordinated Universal Time. That's the clock they use in London. That's not Eastern Standard Time in the US or Central or Mountain or Pacific, what have you. And so your brain says 11 a.m., the screen says 6 p.m., and you figure, well, maybe the website's just broken. But they were on London time, and you had to convert it to wherever you actually live. 6 p.m. Universal Time in London is 2 p.m. East Coast in the summer. Central subtract 5 hours, Mountain 6, Pacific 7. Whatever your offset is for your time zone, you've got to do the math. They didn't do the math for you, unfortunately. And so for that reason, people thought the site had just crashed for some reason. And there are a lot of rules around all of this. And I want to make it more concrete, less abstract. What happens is when you schedule late or you get confused about your scheduling slot, you might have to travel far. You might have to book a testing center 2.5 hours away. And even if that was all that was available to you, it doesn't let you off the hook because the exception to taking it in person, the circumstances under which you can take it remotely, are if you live more than 180 miles or more than 3 hours travel time from a testing center and you have documentation to prove that. or you've got a medical or disability accommodation that a testing center cannot provide. And so if you're forced to travel 2 hours and 45 minutes each way, you're out of luck, you got to do it. Now imagine that your only available slot is during a flight you've already booked. You're probably out of luck. Again, the system is first come, first served, meaning if you don't want to be in any of these situations where you got to travel far, the best course of action is you register for the LSAT earlier to have a better scheduling slot and you don't have last slim pickings. So plan ahead, schedule accordingly. You can schedule for any of the upcoming LSATs for the following testing year. Testing years run from July to June of the following year. So right now, if you want to, you could sign up for the LSAT in September, October, November, January, February, April, or even June of 2027. All of those are available to you right now. Again, with the first come, first served system, if there's any chance you think you might need to take one of those LSATs, just schedule it now. If you can spare the funds, you might not get the refund back, but when you consider the cost of law school and the benefits of having a better scheduling time, a more convenient testing center, not having to travel 2 hours and 45 minutes each way on your testing day or having to book a hotel the night before, it might be worth the investment. And again, very few people are going to qualify for the remote testing escape hatch. So that's my recommendation. Schedule early if you can. If you want my help getting ready for the LSAT in terms of the content, getting better at logical reasoning, reading comp, getting a higher score, getting more scholarship money, getting into better law schools, I'm happy to help you out. I'm offering free LSAT tutoring for everybody watching this now or later. You can book that free LSAT tutoring lesson with me personally at unpluggedprep.com/start. The link is below the video on YouTube, pinned in the chat on YouTube, in my bio on TikTok and IG.